In this video, I'm going to talk about what A+ content is, why it's so important, and how you can use it to boost sales of your self-published books on Amazon KDP. Welcome to my channel. My name is Caroline, and thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to join me here. Now, A+ content is not new. If you do already publish books on Amazon, then you probably already know about it. You may even have been using the feature yourself already, but there are a couple of reasons why I wanted to make a video specifically for A+ content. And the first is that I'm still seeing so many low and medium content books on Amazon that are not using the A+ content feature. And the second reason is that if you do publish low content books, those kinds of books being notebooks, journals, logbooks, etc., then Amazon recently took away the look inside feature of those particular books, which means that customers can't see the insides of your books anymore to determine whether they like it and want to buy it. And I'll just quickly show you an example. Now, this doesn't apply to what I call medium content books, which are books like coloring books, activity books, and puzzle books. This only applies to those what are truly classed as low content, and those are the kind of books that usually have repetitive pages in them, like a notebook. Let's take a look at what we would say is a medium content book and that Amazon does not class as low content. And you can see here it has this look inside feature at the top, and when you click on that cover, you get to see a sample of the inside of that book. As opposed to a notebook, which is classed as a low content book, you can see that look inside feature has been taken away now, so the customers can't click on that cover and see inside the book. In addition to this, the A+ content feature is extremely powerful, and it can help showcase so much about your brand or about your books. And it's something that all the other products available on Amazon have had access to quite a while now. Other product categories that are not books also get lots of other features that us book publishers do not get access to, like being able to upload multiple photos or use the bullet point feature on the sales page that other product categories get. So it's something that's really important that everyone who publishes books should really be taking advantage of. There are actually quite a few different ways that you can use the A+ content feature to help boost your book sales, and that's what I'm going to go over in this video. Basically, the idea with this is that you want to show your customer or your potential customer the value they are going to get when they purchase your book and how it's going to help them, what kind of benefits they're going to get from it. Now, firstly, before you do go ahead and start creating and uploading A+ content, make sure to go through the guidelines on the KDP support page, because A+ content is something that gets reviewed and approved or rejected. So if you don't follow the guidelines, your A+ content might just get rejected. And there is a couple of ways that you can get to the A+ content guidelines. You could just do a Google search. I just did KDP guidelines for A+ content, and this was the first result that came up, and that will get you to the guidelines. The other option is when you are within your A+ content manager, you can click this Getting Started button here, which will take you to A+ content guidelines, how to create it, examples, etc. So let's take a look at what sorts of things that you can do with A+ content. So I've gone through to find a few examples across different types of books to see what other publishers are already using the A+ content for and how they are using it to show their books, show their brands, and to essentially sort of convince the customer that this is the book for them and it's going to benefit them and, hopefully buy the book. The first one that I've taken a look at is this cute animal coloring book for kids. And if we just scroll down here, if you don't know where A+ content is already, it's just down here where we've got from the publisher. Now we can see here that this particular publisher has got lots of really big, bright images to really show that this is a book for kids. They've got a couple of images that are showing kids using or coloring in the book. It gives a good idea of the age of children that this book is also aimed at or suitable for. They look like they're having heaps of fun coloring in this book. It's got examples of the kind of images that are within the book so that the parent or whoever's buying the book can see whether the types of images are suitable for the age of child that they're buying it for. There are some examples of how other children have maybe colored it in. Then we scroll down here and it's got a close-up image of the inside of a book again, so you can see the intricacy or the detail of the pages to make sure it's going to be appropriate for the child. Then we've just got this image down here showing that, look, we've got other coloring books. This isn't the only one that we've got. And the benefit that the parent or the child is going to get is that it is a fun way for kids to develop creativity, focus, motor skills, and color recognition. So straight away, the person buying the book can see it's not just a coloring book for fun. It is fun, but it's also going to be slightly educational as well. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, we've got their other coloring books that they have and links to those books. And I love this particular feature. I love the fact that you can link to other books that you have, especially when they're related. That's very powerful. And then there's just a little blurb about what each coloring book contains or the style of the coloring book. The next one that I wanted to look at is a puzzle book. So we've got totally awesome mazes and puzzles. Again, let's scroll down to the A+ content section under from the publisher. And the cover of the puzzle book is quite fun and bright, and so they've continued on with that in the A+ content. So if you do have a brand and you've created a brand style, it's a really great opportunity to continue with that style within the A+ content so that it matches up to the book cover and what it is that the customer has originally clicked on. So there we've got just another image of the cover with some little doodles around it, a little image about what the book contains, and then it goes into some more detail in text about the different activities, the different puzzles, and why puzzles are so great, why their particular book is so great. Then we've got some examples of the types of puzzles within the book. So whoever's buying it can see, are these the types of puzzles I'm looking for? Is that what I want? And it gives them straight up an idea of what they're going to get if they buy this book. They can also see that the book is in color. So if color is something that they want, they can see they're going to get that right away. And again, same as the last A+ content we looked at, we have got links to other books within the series and other books from this particular publisher. Okay, the next type of book I looked at was a gratitude journal notebook, daily gratitude self-care affirmations. So let's go down to the A+ content here and see what it contains, because this book's a little bit different. This type of book may have more repetitive pages than a coloring book or an activity book. So the type of content that you would put into this A+ content for a journal or a notebook is going to be probably a bit different to what you would put into a coloring book, because a coloring book, you do want to really showcase the inside of the book and what's on the pages and the types of images that are there. A journal or a notebook, you may not need to show as much of the inside, especially if the pages are more repetitive. So this one, we've got that they are starting each day with gratitude. So they've just got a little banner at the top there. Then we go into some detail about the actual journal and the pages and what's inside of it, how many pages are inside of it, and what's contained on each page. Then we've got some benefits here of what the customer is going to get by using this particular gratitude journal. Then we scroll down and we do have some more images here. As you can see, they've only provided one image of the inside of the book, and that is probably because each page or each day of the book is going to probably be the same. So they don't need to continuously show images of the inside. Just one is enough so the customer gets an idea of what the inside looks like. And then again, we've got benefits. What is the customer going to get out of using this book? Simple, they're going to get joy, they're going to end up with self-love. And so that's the point of the A+ content for this particular type of book, is more about the benefits as opposed to what the inside of it looks like. The next one that I looked at is also another gratitude journal. I just wanted to show the different types of content these types of books are using. So this particular one is, again, focusing straight out on a benefit. What are you going to get from this book? You're going to develop a gratitude attitude in literally 5 minutes a day. And it talks about how easy it is, how enlightening it is, and what you're going to get inside the book. And again, they're not sort of wasting their content with the inside of the book, because gratitude journals are at the moment not classed as low content books, and you do get the look inside feature still. So if you can see up here, it does have the look inside feature. So the customer can click on that to see the inside of the book. So they're not repeating that down here. They're using this A+ section as a way to provide additional information, additional benefits. And again, they've done the same thing as the last gratitude journal page, where they're just focusing on the benefits and what this customer is going to get, and showing just really peaceful, happy self-care images. So the customer can get straight away, this is how they're going to feel deal, hopefully, from using this particular book. And the next one, again, another gratitude journal, but I chose this one because this is one of those more funny ones with the swear word on the cover and what they've put in their A+ content. So again, we've got this banner image at the top, and it's talking about the fact that it's got swear words in it, so there is no confusion for the customer when they get it that they're upset if there's a swear word in it. There's swear words all over the place. They're telling you that it's got profanity in it, and you know exactly what you're getting. This one does show a little bit of the inside, and that is because I think of the swear words so that the customer can see the way that the swear words are being used within it, to make sure that it's not in an offensive way or anything like that. You can see that it's sort of like a fun kind of way for those people who do love using swear words and stuff like that. So this one is showing a little bit of the inside just so that you can see what you're getting, but also a little bit of text on each one so that you know what benefits you're going to get from having a gratitude journal that has swear words in it. And the last one that I want to look at is an actual notebook. So these are the books that are not having access to the look inside feature anymore. Again, it is just a book that has got repetitive pages in it. So how important is it that the customer sees the inside of the book? Probably not much, because they know that it's a notebook. It's just going to be filled with line pages. So what are they showing in their A+ content, considering it's just a notebook? Let's go take a look. So we go down here and we've got really beautiful graphics showing that they have a massive range of composition notebooks, and they're focusing on composition notebooks, and you can see that their covers are all in a very similar style. They don't have all different random notebooks here. It's all for the same style, because if a customer likes this type of style, then generally they might buy more than one notebook with the different covers. And so this is just showcasing all the different notebooks they have. They've just got some really nice stylized stock images of the book. It does show a little bit of the inside to show that it's a college ruled lined book and what the size of it is. Again, beautiful stock mock-up images. And then they've also taken advantage of the linking to other books in their series down here at the bottom. So they've chosen some of the ones maybe that are also good sellers or that are most popular, and they've linked those down here. So hopefully if a customer likes this flowery notebook, they're going to like other flower notebooks. And what I do want to do now is go into the KDP backend, so where your KDP account would be, so that we can take a look at the different modules that you can add to your sales page. The modules that you do decide to add are going to depend on the type of book that you have. For example, as I sort of mentioned just before, it's a good idea to add images of the inside of your book if you are publishing books like coloring books, activity books, puzzle books, things like that, or even a guided journal if it does have unique pages or prompts or maybe affirmations or quotes, just so the customer can see what's going to be inside that journal, because this will show the customer an example or a sample of what they're going to get, the quality of the designs inside or the pages inside, to make sure that it's what they are looking for. If you publish notebooks or just plain lined journals, then it's probably not as important to show the inside of the book, because every page is just the same, just a book of lined pages. So make sure that you use the modules wisely, and the ones that are really going to showcase your book and your brand, because you can't use all the modules. You can only use 5. And hopefully the ones that you do choose to use will help convince the customer to hit the buy button. So what you want to do is, when you are in your KDP account, you can click over here onto marketing. Marketing will give you all the marketing resources you have access to, and your A+ content is down here. Again, this is another place you can get to the A+ content guidelines if you want to make sure that you're doing everything correctly before you actually create and upload your A+ content. Then you want to choose what marketplace you want to upload A+ content for, and we click manage content. And then you want to click on A+ content. What you want to do from here is click start creating A+ content, give the content a name, and then click add module. This is where you get access to all the different modules that you can add to your A+ content. We can add just a banner at the top. So it says a standard company logo, but as we saw in some of those previous A+ content examples, some of those just use that as a banner to just maybe give some text or benefit of what the book is going to provide to the customer. We have a standard comparison chart here. This is where you can link to your other books in the series. You don't have to have a comparison chart. You can just have maybe some information about what the book's about. We saw that again in one of those previous examples where they just put a little blurb about what each coloring book was about. We've got 4 images and text, And they do have a few of these modules just laid out in different ways. So you've got the 4 images above, the text below. This one's in more of a block style. We've got an image with some text overlays. So obviously it's self-explanatory, basically most of this. You just have an image there and then you can add some text there. You can do that in black or white. We've got just a standard image header. So any image that you want to upload with some text below it. We've got some multiple images, so one larger image with 4 smaller ones underneath and some text. We've got just some text if you want to add that in. Standard single image with highlights. We saw one of those journals use this one, so they had an image, some text, and they had the benefits of using the gratitude journal over here. We've got a single side image and sidebar, similar to this one, but just laid out a little bit differently. You've got a little box here where you could have some benefits. We've got another standard image with some specs. This would be more suited for products that aren't books, but if it's something that suits your book, that is something that you can add in as well. We've got image and text just laid out differently. Technical specifications, again, probably not really suitable for books. Standard text block again, and this one's 3 images with text underneath. So there's lots of different modules and different ways to display the kind of content that you want to display within your A+ content. Some of the most powerful modules, in my opinion, are the ones where you can link to other books in your series or other books by the same pen name at least, particularly if the books are all related, as we saw in the composition notebook example, and ones where you can add images to showcase your book, to showcase your brand, as well as all the other books that you have in your series or under the pen name that you publish books under. Previously, the only way that customers can see what other books that you have, if you do have more, was by going to the author bio section, which they would have to do by clicking on your author name on the sales page, going to your author bio section where all your other books are listed. But that's something the customer had to decide to do on their own if they were interested in finding that out. Now, a customer can see right there on the sales page of the book that they're looking at what other books you have, and they have a direct link to them if they do want to go see those other books. So just a couple of tips before closing off this video about how to make your A+ content the best that it can be. Use mock-ups of your books to make them look as professional as they possibly can. We saw that example of the composition notebook in various positions on tables and things like that. Either purchase your books and take photos of them while they're in use so customers can see how they would be using them as well if they bought the book. But if you are going to be doing photos yourself, make sure to take high quality images, nothing that's blurry, with nice backgrounds. And if you aren't able to do that, take high quality images that look really professional. Use mock-up images that you can just transfer the interior and the covers of your book to using any kind of graphic design program. You can get mock-up images for very affordable prices online from lots of different places. And sometimes if you look hard enough, you can even get them for free. But I would always steer more towards buying mock-ups because you'll get really professional, high quality images that way that will only just make your books look professional and high quality as well. Another tip is to use more images rather than text. If you have a lot of text that the customer is going to need to read in order to find out what your book is about or how it's going to benefit them, they are probably not going to read it. They're probably just going to scroll straight past. Visuals are much more powerful. And if a customer can just see at a glance from the images you've provided what the book can offer them, it's going to have more of an impact and help them make their buying decision easier rather than having to scroll through and read through lots of text. And there is one last place to get tips and information all about A+ content, and that is on Amazon's website itself. Take a look at other books in your niche or even other books that are not in your niche to get an idea of what other people are using A+ content for, how they're utilizing it, and what modules they're using, and see which ones you like and that you would want to use within your A+ content as well. Going back to Amazon itself, Amazon gives you all the information that you need to create engaging and helpful A+ content. So you can see all the modules, how they are all displayed once they're on the sales page, and also some tips on the best way to use each module. So when you're in your A+ Content Manager, if you click on here, A+ Content Examples, it will take you to a page which shows you, first of all, some examples from other authors. Most of these are high content examples, so they're probably not too relevant to low content. But if you have a look here, they've got information about what each module is and what this particular author used to get that A+ content the way it is. And we've got some layout examples here. So they're showing you the comparison chart module and how it looks on the sales page. It tells you what you can do with it. So you can add up to 5 ASINs. So you can have 5 additional books in this module. And that's how you can link to other books. It tells you the size of images, what you need to provide, and things like that. Then we've got the image with the sidebar module. Again, it tells you what you need to provide and how it's going to look on your sales page. We've got some images with some standard text overlay, and here they're providing you tips on how to make this the best that it can be. So it's saying that this module works best when it's used as a banner with a background image and a few lines of text. It's saying don't add text to your background image because you've got the overlay box, and it tells you the opacity and everything, so you know exactly how it's going to look and what you can actually do with that module. This is the standard images and text, and again, it's giving you tips. Avoid adding text. When text is saved on top of an image, it's difficult for some people to read, and when text is necessary, it should be large. So you're getting some really great examples and really great tips from Amazon, who obviously created this A+ content, on how to use it the best way possible to showcase your books, your A+ content, what it is you want to convey to the customer. Because at the end of the day, I say this all the time, at the end of the day, Amazon wants to make sales. And so they're doing this and they're setting it up and providing you this information to help make more sales. As I said at the beginning of this video, I see so many books on KDP that are not using the A+ content feature. And it is something that is purely there to help boost sales of your book. It's there to help the customer make the right buying decision and hopefully buy your book, which all leads to happy customers because they got what they were expecting and end up leaving positive reviews and hopefully become repeat buyers. I hope you found this video helpful and that it provided some insight into the power and the meaning behind using A+ content for your books published on Amazon KDP. I'll see you in the next one.